All right. Ready to jump into the world of ICT consulting?
Let's do it. I see you've supplied us with quite the stack of info here. Websites, career guides.
The whole shebang.
Looks like someone's serious about becoming an ICT consultant.
That's right. And not just like a surface level understanding either. We're talking real deep dive here. What do ICT consultants actually do? How do you even become one?
That's the mission for today.
We're talking separating the what they do from the how to become one. I was going through one of these reports, I think it was from Gartner, and they had this case study about a company drowning in data silos.
Data silos.
Yeah. Apparently their sales, marketing, and customer support teams were all using different systems, and these systems couldn't, and here's the technical term, talk to each other.
Oh, tell me about it. Data silos are the bane of an ICT consultant's existence. But hey, they're also what keeps us employed.
So help me wrap my head around this. What's the big deal about these data silos? What kind of havoc do they wreak on a business?
Imagine this. You're a customer, right? And you're calling up support about an order. But the support team, they're in the dark. They can't see any of your recent interactions with sales or marketing.
So it's like trying to put together a puzzle, but half the pieces are missing.
Exactly. Frustrating for the company, even more frustrating for their customers. That's where a savvy ICT consultant comes in. And we're not just talking about technical wizardry here. Strategic thinking is where it's at.
So how would you tackle a data silo nightmare like that? Walk us through it.
All right, first things first. You need a system. A system that can centralize all that customer data. Get those teams speaking the same language again. Think Salesforce or HubSpot.
Ah, so a customer relationship management system.
Oh, there, you got it.
Which, by the way, seems like a good example of the whole cloud-based solution trend that keeps popping up. Is that really the magic bullet everyone says it is, or is it mostly hype?
Well, it's not exactly magic, but the cloud has definitely been a game changer. Think of it this way. For consultants, it's like swapping out that trusty old toolbox for a sleek Swiss Army knife.
I like that analogy.
Thanks. But in all seriousness, the cloud gives you a versatile set of tools that are always at your disposal, ready to be deployed for any client need that pops up.
Handy. But I imagine there's a bit of a learning curve. Those platforms are constantly evolving. How do ICT consultants keep their skills sharp and not get overwhelmed?
You're hitting on a crucial point: continuous learning. It's the name of the game in ICT. I'm not just talking about passively watching a few webinars.
Oh, definitely not.
It's about actively diving into new technologies, getting those certifications that make you stand out, like, for example, the AWS Certified Solutions Architect or the Microsoft Azure Solutions Architect Expert. Those are pretty sought after these days.
They're like badges of honor in the cloud world. And they show potential employers that you're serious about your craft, right?
Exactly, and that you're committed to staying ahead of the curve, which, let's be honest, is no small feat in this field.
Speaking of staying ahead of the curve, I gotta ask, did you get a chance to check out RoleCatcher while you were prepping? They've got this co-pilot AI thing that seems pretty interesting.
We did take a look, yeah.
It's supposed to help you navigate the whole world of certifications and skills. Even helps with job applications.
It's a pretty intriguing concept. Imagine having an AI analyze job descriptions in the ICT field, telling you exactly which certifications are hot right now, what skills to put on your resume. It's like having a personal career coach in your pocket.
Okay, now that sounds seriously useful, especially for someone just starting out in this field. Imagine feeling a little lost in a sea of acronyms and tech jargon. But let's be realistic about this career path for a moment. What's it really like to be an ICT consultant?
It's definitely not all sunshine and roses. Let's just say it's a demanding field. But the rewards, both financially and intellectually, they can be significant. That's for sure.
And it sounds like you need more than just technical skills to cut it. You mentioned strategic thinking earlier. What else is crucial for someone to really thrive in ICT?
You're absolutely right. It's bigger than just the tech. Think of it like this: you're a translator, a bridge between the technical world and the business world.
Okay, I like that.
So you need that deep technical understanding, of course. But you also need to be able to communicate those ideas clearly to clients who might not be as tech savvy.
So you're fluent in tech and plain English?
Exactly. You've got to be able to explain complex things in a way that resonates with their business goals. Then there's the problem-solving side of things. You're constantly up against new challenges, unexpected glitches, clients changing their minds.
Sounds like you need the patience of a saint and a knack for thinking on your feet.
You got it. Being adaptable, thinking critically under pressure, those are key. And don't forget teamwork. You'll be collaborating with developers, project managers, all sorts of folks. It's a team effort.
So all those group projects back in school weren't a total waste of time after all.
Oh, those skills come in handy. And as you move up the ladder from junior to senior consultant, those leadership and mentoring skills become even more important.
This whole junior to senior progression makes me think about RoleCatcher again. We talked about their AI resume analysis, but I wonder if they have something to help people figure out where they stand on that career ladder.
That's a really interesting thought. Makes sense, right? Imagine plugging in your skills and experience, your certifications, and getting personalized recommendations.
Like, here's the level of ICT consultant role you're most qualified for. No more guessing games.
Exactly. It'd be like a digital mentor, helping you set realistic goals and figure out what skills to focus on next.
Speaking of leveling up, what are some exciting challenges someone might face as a senior ICT consultant? What does that look like day to day?
Well, you might find yourself leading a massive digital transformation project, like migrating an entire company's IT infrastructure to the cloud.
Whoa, okay, that's a pretty big deal.
Or maybe you're advising a company on using AI and machine learning to optimize their operations. That's a hot topic these days.
Now, those are the kind of high-stakes projects that get me excited, but I imagine the pressure's on when you're working at that level.
Absolutely. As a senior ICT consultant, you're not just responsible for the technical side of things. It's about the project's overall success, managing budgets, leading teams, communicating with stakeholders, making sure everything aligns with the client's goals.
So it's a lot more than just being a tech whiz. You're a leader, a strategist, a problem solver, all rolled into one.
Exactly. You become a trusted advisor, guiding your clients through the tech landscape and helping them make those big decisions.
That level of influence sounds incredible, but also pretty demanding. What's the work-life balance really like in ICT?
It's definitely not always easy. There will be times when you're working long hours,
Yeah.
especially when deadlines are looming, or those unexpected fires need putting out.
So the late-night coding sessions fueled by pizza, they're not just a myth.
Let's just say they happen. But it's not all doom and gloom either. The beauty of ICT consulting, especially as you gain experience, is the flexibility.
Okay, so you're saying there is a life outside the server room?
Absolutely. Many ICT consultants work remotely, set their own hours. You have the freedom to structure your work in a way that fits your life.
That flexibility is a major perk, especially these days. But even with the best intentions, staying ahead in this field means always be learning, right?
100%.
Ugh.
Continuous learning isn't just a suggestion, it's survival.
So how does an ICT consultant already juggling client demands and potentially long hours find the time and energy to stay up to date?
It takes dedication, no doubt. But it's about working smarter, not just harder. Figure out your learning style, find resources that genuinely interest you, and align with your goals.
Quality over quantity, right. Find those learning opportunities that actually make you excited to dive in, even after a long day. And speaking of resources, I'm going to bring it up again.
RoleCatcher.
You know it. They call themselves a career companion. Part of their pitch is this personalized learning path recommendation engine. Imagine plugging in your skills, your ideal ICT role,
Even your dream company.
and getting a roadmap of courses, certifications, everything you need to get there. Pretty compelling, right? It's almost like RoleCatcher has tapped into something kind of revolutionary with this whole personalized learning thing.
It's an interesting concept for sure. Who knows, maybe AI-powered learning is the future. But for now, let's bring it back to the bigger picture for a moment. We've talked skills, career paths, even some cool tools. But at the end of the day, what's the point of it all? What kind of impact can someone in ICT consulting really have?
That's the million-dollar question, right? Beyond the fancy titles and the salary potential, what gets an ICT consultant fired up in the morning? What drives them?
It's that chance to be a change maker,
Yeah.
a problem solver, a facilitator of progress. Think about it. Technology is everywhere, right? It's the driving force in our world.
Totally.
And businesses, organizations, even entire governments are trying to figure out how to use tech effectively, ethically, strategically.
Hmm.
That's where an ICT consultant steps in.
So it's not just about like fixing printers and setting up Wi-Fi anymore.
Not even close. It's about understanding the real power of technology, how it can transform businesses, improve lives, really shape the future. Imagine helping a healthcare organization implement a telemedicine platform.
Bringing healthcare to people in remote areas, that's huge.
Exactly. Or working with a nonprofit to develop an app that connects people with essential resources. That's impact.
Those are some really tangible examples. What about on the business side? There's a lot of buzz about digital transformation these days. What's the ICT consultant's role in all of that?
They're often the ones driving that transformation. Imagine a traditional manufacturing company trying to modernize, become more data-driven. An ICT consultant can help them implement sensors, data analytics platforms, all that good stuff.
To streamline their operations, become more efficient. Yeah.
Exactly. Reduce waste, make smarter decisions. They're not just saying, hey, use this technology. They're helping businesses rethink how they operate in a digital world.
So it's a much more strategic role than people might realize.
100%. It takes technical expertise for sure, but also a deep understanding of business strategy, change management, even human behavior. Because at the end of the day, technology is just a tool, right? It's people who ultimately drive innovation.
That's a great point. We often get so caught up in the tech itself, we forget about the human element. But speaking of the human element, I have to ask, with all this talk about automation and AI, are ICT consultants worried about, working themselves out of a job?
It's a valid concern, one that comes up all the time, actually. But here's the thing about technology. It's constantly evolving. What's cutting edge today might be obsolete tomorrow.
That's
And that evolution creates new opportunities, new challenges, new roles for skilled ICT professionals.
So it's not about fearing the robots, it's about adapting and evolving alongside them.
Exactly. And that's why that continuous learning mindset is so crucial. As long as ICT consultants are willing to embrace new technologies, expand their skill sets, stay adaptable, they'll always be in demand.
That's good to hear, but it also sounds like you need a certain comfort level with, uncertainty, with not always knowing what the future holds.
Absolutely. If you need predictability and routine, ICT consulting might not be the best fit. But if you thrive on challenge, if you're intellectually curious, passionate about using tech to make a difference, this field has so much to offer.
Those are some inspiring words to wrap up on. So for anyone listening who's thinking about a career in ICT consulting, remember this. It's more than just a job. It's a chance to be at the forefront of innovation, to shape how we work, how we live, how we interact with the world around us.
And who knows, maybe you'll be the one developing that next game-changing tech, the one that revolutionizes an industry or solves a global challenge. The possibilities are truly endless.
And that's a wrap on another deep dive. We've covered a ton of ground today, from the nitty-gritty skills to the big picture impact of ICT consulting. Hopefully you're feeling informed, inspired, and maybe even a little bit ready to conquer the tech world. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep asking those big questions.